All right, everybody, welcome to the webinar, My 10 Steps to Jumpstart Your Business and Your Life in 90 Days. This is Katrina Sawa, the Jumpstart Your Biz Coach with jumpstartyourmarketing.com. And in case you haven't noticed, when we switched over my website recently in the last couple of months, it now says katrinasawa.com as the main domain. And I'm doing that on purpose so that I'm going to start switching and branding myself, katrinasawa.com, because I do so much more than marketing, and a lot of people don't realize, and they look at Jumpstart Your Marketing and say, oh, I'm not ready for marketing yet. I'm still setting up my business. Oh, well, I'm like, well, I do that too. So, and it's not that I'm trying to do everything. It's just that I fully believe that I'm doing you a disservice by not sharing all the different things with you that are involved with starting, growing, and marketing and building and growing a consistent, smooth-running, revenue-generating business. So I'm that coach who focuses on all of it. And there's a lot of people out there, and I've had mentors in the past that have said, oh, you should niche, and I have a great follow-up system. Yes, I do, and a lot of people know me from my marketing follow-up system. And I've had mentors say, "Oh, you should be the follow-up queen, and you should be known for that, and we could probably get you on stages for follow-up." And if my website was geared towards follow-up, and I'm like, well, I feel like I'm doing them a disservice by just talking about follow-up because it's just one piece of the pie. You need a whole pie to run a successful money-making business model, and so it's really hard for me to just do that just to make a lot more money. And I probably would be making a lot more money had I done that way back in 2006 and 2007 when I was told that might be the way to go. But I stuck to my guns, and I stuck with my intuition, and it told me to be more of a mentor to people in all different ways and growing their business. And so that's what I do. I know a lot of you are newer to me. I just did a big giveaway for eWomen Network, so there's some new eWomen Network members on the call. And I know that I did a webinar the other day with Sam Bennett, and so I know there's some of you on the call. And so I'm really excited to share my philosophies and the 10 steps that are really the core training that I do. And this is like an entrepreneurial master's degree, like when you go through this course that I teach in, or come to my mastermind program or anything longer term where we can really get down and dirty with all these different things in your business. Because there is no overnight quick fix. There is no magic pill. I'm sorry to tell you and break that to you. There are some people who get rich pretty quick, but it's a very, very, very select few of people. And I just don't want you to be fooled by people out there that say that you could do this or that or this one thing and then you're going to make 6 figures in a weekend. So it's just not the norm, and it's really not realistic. Don't get me wrong, I'm all about big picture and stretching out of your comfort zone, but I'm a realistic, practical, let's build the business the right way from the start or wherever you're starting. Oh, you know what? I'm just checking into the chat room too. Let's see. If you're on a PC, you'll need to install the call-in app. Click on the little telephone install. That's what I did and how I can hear. Okay, so good. So, yeah, you have to probably download the app for join.me, which is the software that I use for these webinars. And basically I'm using, and maybe at some point if I do heavy webinar trainings, I will switch to Webinar. Webinar Jam seems to be a really cool one, but I'm not a fan of Google Hangouts right now. There's just too many glitches, although I'm having glitches with this too. But just to regress for a second, I want to make sure I'm interactive with you guys over there in the chat room and on the people on the phone. Keep in mind that if you're on the phone, you can press *6 and you could ask questions and chime in. I want this to be interactive. I want you to get something out of this. I want you to ask me questions. This isn't just a training and then sell you something at the end. Yeah, I have an offer or a couple different ways that you could continue working with me if you want to, if you feel like it's a good fit. Great. Let's either set up a call later this week and talk about it, or, sign up if you are called tonight, okay? So, or today. I forget what time it is. It's like 9 a.m. here. All right. So, someone's asking, will you get the slides? Well, there's not a lot. I'm going to have the recording posted on a web page, so any of you who are registered will get access to the recording. So don't worry, you'll be able to watch this and listen to it all together as soon as I post it later today. All right, I want to know, though, what is your big intention? Why are you here, right? What was it that clicked in the emails or that you saw on social media that made you want to say, oh, I want to come to this webinar? And a lot of you are here live, which is awesome. And I've got a big turnout here live, which is percentage-wise is not normal. So I'm loving it. Thank you very much for coming because I think if you've been to one of my calls before or webinars, you know I give a ton of content. And I'm not one of those people who just, I've been in the trainings. I've been in the teleseminar trainings where you give them the what and the why and then you sell the how. And, there's a time and a place for that, but I'm like, if you're meant to work with me, then you're going to work with me. If you're not and you're just here for as much free information as you can get and you're going to go away, then that's you, and that's okay. It's whatever floats your boat, okay? I'm happy to help whatever I can. I can't work with millions of people. I want to work with the people who raise your hand and say, okay, I want to work with you. I want you to kick me in your butt and hold my hand and get this stuff done finally so I can have a smooth-running, consistent revenue-generating business. That's what I want. So you'll know, hopefully, by the end of this, if that's you. Oh, there's somebody that wrote, I love you anyways. Oh, there was no voice. Oh, someone just came on. Try calling in or install app or program. She said, I love you anyways. I need a me to help me out. You're the closest person that I know. It's funny because I hire mentors who are like me and like in your face, blunt to the point, tell me what to do. That's the kind of mentor I like, and that's the kind of mentor I am. Of course, I do it with love. Not everybody else does. But anyways, thanks for interacting, you guys. I really appreciate it. I like to have conversations. I don't just want to talk at you. So why are you here, right? You obviously set an intention to come. What can you get out of it? Usually it's, what's one or two things I can hopefully implement from this call today. Great. My intention for you is actually love plus money equals happiness. I sent this out in my email last night and my newsletter because and I actually added in health because if you know what's going on in my personal life, then health is a huge factor to being completely happy. So I talk about love and money all the time and how that equals complete happiness. And we can't just focus on the business and ignore the personal. We can't just focus on the personal and ignore the business. If you really want a successful and happy life, you most likely will need both. And so the reason I wrote the book, Love Yourself Successful, that you see on the screen is because probably 60 to 70% of my female clients over the last few years were having trouble in their personal life. Either they had their own head trash and their own doubts and self-confidence issues, or they had a significant other that was not supportive or would say they're supportive but then do other things or say other things, or they didn't have a significant other and they wanted one, right, and they weren't completely happy because they wanted that relationship. So there's that over there. And then the Jumpstart Your Marketing and Sales Summit, my live event in November and April, is where you get to learn the money part of it, right? And where you, there's many other ways to work with me, but that event is a good representation of stuff you need to do. Now, some people come over and over and over to that event, and I know when I was first growing my business, I went to my mentor's live event 5 times in like 2.5 years. So I just went every single time, and every single time I learned something different, and every single time I was ready for something different. And let's see. Okay, so I'm just trying to go with the chat. So I'm all about focusing on the love and the money to whatever your complete happiness is, So today we're going to talk about my 10-step system on jumpstarting your business in 90 days. And in that, you're going to get ideas for leveraging your time and expertise more in your business. Leverage is huge because most of you are probably working too hard. Ideas or outlines for a new program, product, service, or event. Something might come up where it's going to trigger something that you can do. I talk a lot about your signature service, your signature system. So like my 10-step Jumpstart Your Business in 90-day program is one of my signature systems. And then I can turn that into a webinar like I'm doing today. I can turn it into an ebook or a home study program, which I have the home study program. And then I can turn it into a live program, which I'm starting at the end of September, a live 90-day program over the phone with me and a small group of people. And then I can do it at a live event. So there's a lot of different ways to leverage your signature system or your signature program. And it can evolve. Like I didn't come up with the 10-step system until probably 2008, and that was 6 years into my business, okay? So I didn't, you're going to evolve through your business. And so whatever sounds good to you today to develop as your signature system or your signature program, that's what you do today. And then 2 years from now, you might have a whole new thing, right? So I have a whole love and money, 7 steps to love and money system. I have my follow-up system. I have lots of different systems. I've been in business for 12 years, right? So you're going to get there if you don't have this stuff already. The third thing that you'll walk away with today most likely is pricing and promotion strategies for selling high-end offerings or even your low stuff. You're going to know a little bit more about how to price and promote, okay, and how to get more comfortable doing that. Suggestions for your top marketing activities and how to focus. So what I like to talk about a lot is in order of importance and revenue-generating activities. A lot of you are doing things out of order of importance. So I really, really suggest that you get some advice of somebody who, it doesn't have to be me, but somebody who really knows and can look at everything you're doing in your business and evaluate what you're doing and who you're trying to reach and what kind of lifestyle you're trying to create, and then what order of importance do you need to be doing things? Because a lot of people come to me on an initial call and they'll say, well, I was told I need to do video and blog, and I'm trying to start a blog, and I'm trying to do this, and I'm trying to do that. And I'm like, okay, so blogging is an important activity, yes, but how are you marketing your blog? What do you mean? I'm just blogging. And, well, no, if nobody knows your blog is there, then it's useless to blog because nobody will find it, and nobody will comment on it, nobody will take action from it. Not only that, but people just say, well, go blog. And so somebody will go write an article or write a note or a post or whatever, but they won't have call to action in it, or they won't drive traffic to it, or they won't initiate engagement and interaction and comments on the post. So these are all things that you need to do. You can't just put a bunch of content out there and hope that Google indexes your blog so that you get found by thousands of people, because that will take a really, 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 really long time to wait on to happen. So yes, you want to do blog posts, but for all of you, it might be a little different in order of importance depending on what your goals are and where you need to be. So we're also going to talk about how to systematize a little bit more of this too, because one of the things I tend to do often is overwhelm people with all the stuff you have to do. But I'm not trying to overwhelm you. I'm trying to shake you into reality. I'm trying to shake you into reality to stop hiding your head in the sand thinking that it's going to be simple and all you have to do is this and this, when you really have to do these 10 things over here too, but you're ignoring it because you're too overwhelmed. Instead of succumbing to the overwhelm, let's just figure out how to automate, delegate, and systematize more things so that you don't have to be overwhelmed. But you might need help with that. You might not see how to systematize something. You may not see how to organize the tasks that you need done. You may not see how to manage your time to get the marketing done or the follow-up or whatever it is, right? So, running a business is not easy. I have a degree in business and marketing from a reputable university, and they didn't teach me any of this stuff in school, right? I barely knew how to, have a sales conversation. I barely knew at that time, of course, 20 something years ago in college, they didn't really teach any of the internet stuff. And I'm sure they do some now, but I'll pretty much guarantee you those professors and stuff that are teaching it aren't running their own successful 6, 7 figure business, or they wouldn't be teaching it most likely. So you need to learn from people who've been there, done that, and know how to tell you to grow fast. So, an entrepreneurial degree usually needs to be taught by someone who's an entrepreneur with a good standing. Anyways, all right. I keep pressing the wrong button. All right. Some of the biggest mistakes I see, and I'm not going to, stay here too long because I want to get to the meat, is just not doing enough marketing or follow-up at all, period. You're just not talking to enough people. My belief is that it's a numbers game. Yes, you want quality leads and referrals, and a lot of people out there teach, well, when I go to a networking event, I only want the 3 really key people to talk to and follow up with. Well, that's great. And yes, we want those 3 people, but we also want the 20 to 30 to 40 people else that have a remote interest in us. And those people can get marketed and followed up to differently than the 3 people that are key prospects for right now. Okay, so you still want everybody. It's a numbers game. If you're not talking to 1,000 new people every single month, you're not marketing enough, period. I don't care what your goals are or what kind of business you have. The 1,000 keeps coming back to at least that number in new business or new contacts that you're reaching out to. So I've got systems for reaching out to that, and it doesn't have to be that hard, okay? So not having systems in place, and when I talk about a system, let me just explain, because some people will say, well, I don't know what kind of software you're talking about, and I'm not talking about a software necessarily, okay? So I'm not here to sell software systems. I'm here to help you develop a strategy and a process that you're going to do things in, and so it's the doing in your business. There's doing and there's being, right? Being is getting in the mindset and setting your intention on what you want and who you want it for, and believing that it's, having that positive mindset. The being is also sometimes being grounded and being clear with what energy you're putting out there. That's the being in your business. Yes, we need that. I don't get into that too much. Sometimes I do because I've needed it myself. I'm a go girl. Okay, so I need some being every now and again. And trust me, I've had mentors that have, I worked with for an entire year and $25,000 investment, and all they told me all year long was just be love. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I need to grow my business. What do I do? Right? And they're like, just be love. And I'm like, good Lord, people. And I cried all year long, and I'm serious. And I paid $25,000 for that experience with my mastermind that I was in that year. And it was probably the best year, looking back on it, that changed me, because I got out of my head and into my heart. So there is a big, huge, don't get me wrong, we don't ignore the being, but most people are just not doing enough. If you don't couple the being with the doing, you're not going anywhere, okay? All right, so trying to do it all yourself and learn everything yourself, we know that is a big mistake, right? But some of you are still doing it. So let's figure out how to make some more cash flow so you can delegate some more stuff so you can actually make more cash flow. And then not doing things in order of importance. Again, it's so crucial. A little background on me. I've studied with a lot of the big name mentors. I have a lot of friends in this industry of coaching and internet marketing, and I don't necessarily hang out with them all at the moment because I don't know, I've gone a little different route, but I've invested a lot of money in myself and my own business growth and my self-development. I've even done relationship training when I was dating and looking for my honey. And so I'm a pretty well-rounded mentor and coach. And I have proven marketing strategies and systems. I like to go the most affordable route with people. It's not about spending tens of thousands of dollars and not getting anywhere fast. It's about investing what you need to spend in order to keep growing consistently. I've raised my rates many times. I've built my confidence up. I built my team, and I have a pretty significant online presence and lots of products, obviously. But that just comes from recording everything. I mean, this could be a product, right? Everything you do can become a product. Seriously, you just have to record it, right? All right. I'm all about designing the life you want to live. So, how do we design the business around the kind of life you want to live? I want to spend time with my family. That's Jason and Riley on the top left, and that was a couple years ago, actually. She's getting so big. She's 5 now, and he's, well, you know where he is if you read my newsletter. But I love doing my live events. That's a picture from one in 2009. One of my first, actually that was my first solo event that I did. But I love doing the live events. It's just I love helping people in that way. I love helping people in person. So down below that is one of my mastermind retreats when I had just, I think there was 4 people, and there might have been more people that just couldn't come. But, I get a room, and we get the flip charts out, and we start strategizing on what you need to do, and your programs, and your pricing, and marketing, and all that kind of stuff. And it is so fun. I love that. I love traveling, vacations. And so how do you design your life, right? Like put some pictures up there. I use vision boards for business planning, frankly. I want to see, like on my vision board right now, you guys can't see it, but it's a picture of a beach in Hawaii with a bride and groom on the sand and a big wedding ring. And I already have the ring, right? We got engaged in April, but the wedding needs to happen. And, this little health jaunt Jason is going through, postponed it just slightly, but I'm hoping we can still do it before the end of the year. If not, it's fine, but that's one thing that's on my vision board. It can be personal, it can be business, right? How do you want to design your life? So in order to have that life, though, you need multiple leverage streams of income and the right marketing and systems to support you. Trust me. Trust me. And so we're going to start off with the 10 steps. And the step number 1, big picture vision and restructuring, that is really all about your time and mindset management, your purpose and overall vision for monetizing your passions. What I find is that before I can start working with anybody and really tell you more to do, you're already too busy. You can't add anything else. So we actually have to look at a little bit of how to restructure some of the things you're already doing. So we look at the vision, where you want to go, and what you're on track to do, and we figure out what is missing or lacking or what needs to be put in place. And then we look at everything you're doing and possibly automate, delegate, or systematize or delete some of the things you're already doing so we can restructure, free up some time so that you can spend it on the crucial activities that are going to help grow your business. So we find out how to manage your time instead of just making time to do more. I don't want you to just work until midnight and never see your family or have a life. That's not my goal. My goal is to have you, I actually tell my clients to plot in their family stuff first in the calendar, and any kind of kid things or personal stuff first, and then put your business stuff on your calendar. So I think a lot of people make too many concessions for clients. Like, well, because this client can only see me at 10 a.m. on Thursday, and and that's when the person's kid has some kind of practice, right, or something like that. Well, tell your client that you're not available at that time and that you're available at this time or this time, which one would be good for them, right? You just have to take control. You can't let your clients run your business. You have to run your business and take control of your time. And we have to figure out how to get the right things done faster. A lot of times I see clients who are doing things over and over and over and over again, the same thing. Like, you're writing a follow-up email after you met somebody at an event. You're writing the follow-up email. You're rewriting it every single time. And you may say it's slightly different, but pretty much you're saying the same thing, or you should be saying the same thing. And all you need to do is say the same thing. So I would love to have you guys chime in on the chat or on the phone and let me know, like, what do you think is your biggest time suck? What do you think you're spending way too much time on that we need to figure out how to automate, delegate, systematize, or figure out how to get done faster, or whatever? Is there anybody that wants to comment on the phone? I think you just press *6. And in the chat room, you can just type in anybody. While you're thinking, I'll keep sharing a little bit. So focusing on that big picture planning, including developing your mindset and fine-tuning your motivation. We have to be motivated to want to build a bigger business, right? Now, some people come to me and say, well, I don't need to make that much money, or I don't need to be that big, or whatever. Well, that's okay. You don't have to have a goal of making 6 or 7 figures. You don't have to. Did someone call in on the phone? Did you want to comment? I heard you for a second. All right, chicken down. It's okay. So we want to brainstorm on the overall plan and what systems and budgets are needed to get you to the next level. Then learning how to have fun doing what you love while designing the business around the kind of lifestyle you want to lead rather than fitting your life in around your business. That's really the whole goal of this step number 1. It's not like, okay, let's add 5 marketing strategies to get clients. No, because you're already too busy. You'll get burnout. You'll possibly get sick, and you'll be doing too much. And then your husband or significant other will be pissed off because you're never home. And so we don't want that to happen. So we got to do this stuff in order of importance, right? Okay, so a couple people commented on the chat room. A couple of things that are time-sucking are getting your team all on the same page to include the IT person. Let's see. Yes, I delegated to my IT person to handle the social media. He is doing great. Okay, awesome. The one thing, though, this is like a big issue that I'm having with some clients, and even people that haven't become clients yet that I've been talking to, is they feel like, okay, well, I've hired a social media person, so I'm good over there. And they've just kind of stop paying attention. So the social media person must know what they're doing, and they must be doing a good job. Yet usually the client tells me they're not getting clients from social media. They're not getting interactive clients or prospects or referral sources, which tells me then that your social media person does not know what they're doing. They might know that to post and comment. It's very easy to post and comment and automate posts on Hootsuite. It's very easy to be able to spread your content out and put links on things and like things and friend people and follow people. That is easy. That is not the majority of things that are going to make you money, though, on social media. So be careful saying, I hired someone to do my social media, and I'm good over there, without knowing the complete strategy, right? We need a marketing calendar. We need strategy. We need so much more. I do a social media messaging system, and that's what my clients do. And if that's all you did, you didn't even post and comment, you're going to get paying clients from social media. It's about interacting and engaging. It's not just posting and commenting. So be careful hiding your head in the sand thinking, I have someone that does that, and not really understanding if it's working or what they're doing or if they even know how to interact, because you're going to need to take part in social media if you're going to be doing the interacting to some extent. So somebody else said they need to delegate to social media, so hopefully that helped. One of mine has been, since my tech guy moved, too much time servicing my own technology and website. Okay, so if you don't have a techie, this is why I developed a techie team, because all my clients needed some kind of techie help, and it's hard to understand who to hire these days. It's crazy. It's hard to figure out who should I hire to do my website or make updates or a virtual assistant. I need one, but I don't know what to tell them to do, right? Or I need a social media person, or I need all this stuff. And this is why I developed my Jumpstart Your Techie Services website design team. So we do web design, we do techie services and social media and email newsletters and anything techie, whether, site updates, because I had to have it in-house. I needed to be more in control because I was willy-nilly delegating to people referrals that I was meeting out and about, but my clients weren't being taken care of. So just be careful. Everybody and their brother thinks they're a social media marketing expert these days. And like I said, a lot of them don't understand the sales and marketing strategy behind it. They just understand the technology. And so they'll just be posting and commenting, yet they're not interacting. Therefore, you're not going to get clients. And having a calendar for newsletters and blogs and the content is great, but that's not necessarily engaging. Yes. So it is time to, I'm commenting on people's comments in here. Thank you for sharing what you guys are doing. If you don't have a techie person, there's so many. There could be people in your local area. You can, look in your local networking circles. I can help you. I can refer people to you. It doesn't have to be my team. I just, maybe give us a chance to see what you're doing and see if it's a good fit for you. Because whenever I take on a client for techie services, it is, you get me too. You get my sales and marketing brain and strategy, and we talk about what you're doing, and then we delegate it off to the team to actually implement it. So the people you've hired are probably the implementation people, yet not the strategy people. So unless you're paying big bucks, then you are probably getting some strategy in there, which is great. And you don't necessarily have to pay big bucks to get me, because I do it differently. So anyways, let's get back to, thank you for sharing, you guys. I appreciate that. The second step in jumpstarting your business is defining your niche and overall offerings. And a lot of people come to me and they have a niche already, and they have products and services, and that's great. Some people don't, some people do. So what we normally, though, regardless of who comes to me, is what we normally do is we have to look at what are you selling? That's one of the first questions I ask people. What are you selling? And I'm not trying to do it in a way that I want you to pitch me your stuff. I want you to give me the buffet of the things you have to offer. Well, I have the, $15 a month membership program, and then I have the $97 ebook and audio program, and then I have the $397 group program, and then I have the live event for $500, and then I have the 6-month one-on-one program for, $2,000, and then I have whatever it is, right? That's what I want to know. Like, if you don't have a lot of different things you're offering, then you may not be, it doesn't have to be a lot of different things, but typically you're going to need 3 to 5 things to offer at different price levels and different participation levels for you and the customer. So we need to look at what you're selling and make sure that you have the right packages, programs, services, and offerings. And sometimes, more often than not, I have to restructure people's stuff and reprice them and or repackage them. Or they're selling things by the hour still, right? So we need a package. We need a signature service. We need a 6-month, Kickstart Your Life coaching program or whatever it is, right? And so we come up with that, and sometimes it doesn't take that long. And then we come up with the leverage program, which could be virtual, it could be live, it just depends, right? And again, a live event is, well, not again, but just so you know, live events are not that easy to fill. I know, so don't make it one of the first things you do if you don't have a bigger list, okay? Let's see, somebody else mentioned on the chat, my biggest time black hole happens if I don't get my day primarily organized the night before. Not to say that I can't add new information in the morning, but it makes too much of my get up and go energy got up and went. Yeah, that's a good point, Know what you got to get done the day before. All right, so defining your niche and overall offerings, we got to figure out what the money-making niche is. Sometimes people come to me and they want to provide this one service or to this group of people, yet that's not the people. Like, let's take, for example, I had a woman who came to me and really had a solution to help homeless women or battered and abused women get back into the workplace. Well, great. That's awesome. But those people are probably not going to be able to pay you what you're worth for your services, right? So how can we either get you in front of them, either with a sponsor or getting somebody else needs to pay you to do that. You can't just go volunteer your time as your business and just because you want to help those people. So maybe you have a money-making business model over here doing something different, and then the money that you make you can give back or you can donate your time that way. But don't make your money-making business model a non-money-making business model, if you know what I mean. So I see that a lot, actually. That's why I mentioned it. So it's great that you want to help lots of people. Let's make you lots of money so that you can help more people, right? All right, so then this section also covers what are the hot buttons, what are the headlines, what are the offers. We have to know those marketing messages so that we can attract the right people and we can get them to engage with you on your website or in person. And it just helps you get on track to focusing on who you need to be marketing to and how. So it really is crucial to know your target market really, really well, and then get into the I think in headlines, I think in website headlines all the time, and catchy phrases from networking events. It's really, really important. Also, in this step, we look at the 3 types of marketing. But you know what? I'll talk about that in a little bit. Let me keep going, or I'm not going to get done. Develop your big picture plan. And I know we talked about big vision in the first step, but a big picture plan is different than the vision. The vision is the where you want to go, and it's the how you're going to feel, and what you're going to be able to accomplish, and who you're going to be able to serve. The plan is the structure. It is really the structure on what you need to do. So it's the doing, right? It's the doing plan of things you need to be doing. So we're going to review what you need to sell. So sometimes people come to me and they'll be like, okay, I need to make $5,000 a month. How am I going to do that? Oh, and they're selling something for $150 an hour. Okay, well, you do the math, right? That's a lot of hours you have to sell in order to make $5,000. Why not develop a $2,500 program, and then you can sell 2 of those every month to make your $5,000, or have a $2,500 program and a $500 program and a $50 thing, right? So that you can get fast cash with the $50 thing at networking events or speaking gigs, and then the $500 for the people who can't afford the big thing, and then the people that want more access or more, engagement get the $2,500 or maybe even more, right? You could even do $5,000, whatever. But you got to have a couple different things. So develop your big picture plan on how you're going to crunch it. So we got to crunch the numbers in this one, right? We got to pick the right business models, the right pricing and packaging, and then we got to crunch the numbers to make sure it's logical that you're going to talk to enough people to be able to sell enough people in order to be able to make the goals that you want to do. A lot of people don't crunch the numbers. They say, well, I've got this thing and I just have to sell 10 of them every month. And, well, is 10 of them realistic? Do you have to have a phone conversation with all 10 people in order to sell them into your thing? And what's your closing ratio? Do you only sell 1 out of 4 people that you talk to in a good sales conversation? Then you have to talk to 40 people every month to sell 10. That's not realistic. I'm sorry to tell you. That's not realistic to have 40 in-depth sales conversations in order to sell 10. So we need to figure out how you can sell less to make the money, or figure out a different mix of things to offer. And while we're on the topic of sales conversations, one of my favorite sales closes, one of the closing strategies, is the this or that close. Love the this or that close. I don't usually, when I get on a call with somebody, or if I'm somewhere, even on things like this, sometimes I give people the this or that close rather than the, here's the offer, do you want it or not, right? Instead of just offering one thing and have them have to decide yes or no, I would say, well, would you want this one or do you want that one, right? And then they just have to decide on which one they want, which is a much better strategy, I think, and it works most of the time. So think about that when you're doing your next conversation, your next sales conversation. So step number 4 is the quick and easy online biz setup. You'd think we do that in the beginning. However, a lot of times we can make money without your online website or your profiles set up on social media. You can make quick and easy money, fast cash, I call it, in the beginning. And I don't mention that in the beginning, but if you come to me and you need to make your mortgage payment this month, we're going to walk you through some fast cash things to do right away while we're looking at your big vision and your restructuring. So those fast cash things can be plugged in anywhere. I plug them in down below a little bit in this system, but again, sometimes I have to rearrange the steps in this system when I'm working with somebody, even in a group program. I think it's important to not just teach at you the things that I think you should do, but sometimes we have to switch up the order of importance. So quick and easy online biz setup is pretty obvious. We got to look at your website, though. Your website is really your most important marketing tool besides yourself. And most people's websites are horrible that come to me. No offense, most people. I'd say 95% of the people that come to me on a call or in a program, their websites are horrible. No opt-in box. It's all about them and not about their target audience. No good headlines. There's no video or interaction or engagement. There's no real blog going on. There's no constant communication. It's we can't even tell what you do half the time from a website. So really taking a look at your website is so crucial. And then be careful where you spend your time and money setting up things on social media. Remember, this is my biggest tip for social media. Do not invest too much money in the look and feel of your social media stuff, because you are not in control of social media sites, okay? You are not in control of your Facebook fan page or your Facebook group or your Twitter page or your LinkedIn page or Pinterest or whatever. You're not in control of that. You are at their mercy. They could change it tomorrow, and you'd have to get, that's what happened with Facebook. It's like I had a design on my Facebook fan page, and they changed the look and feel of it, and it squished it all up, right? I'm like, now I need a new design. So now I have to go pay a designer to go do a new design for that header. Very frustrating, right? So we want quick and easy online business setup because we never know when things are going to change. You are not in control, so don't spend a mint over there. That is not where you want to spend your money. You want to make it easy to be found. You want to make it obvious on what you do and an easy way to contact you. And while we're on the topic of social media, please, please, please put your full contact information. I can't tell you how many times I go to somebody's Facebook About page and it says, call for the phone, or, ask so-and-so for their phone number, ask so-and-so for their email, ask so-and-so for their website. And there's no description, no website, no phone number, no way to contact you really other than send you a message if I'm a friend with you. And if I'm not, then good luck trying to contact me or find my website. Seriously, make sure you really maximize those profiles. So if you guys have a question or anything, or you want to chat in the chat room or anything that I'm talking about, I know I'm talking fast, but I'm looking at the chat, so I'm happy to answer questions if you chime something in, okay? Or if you want to unmute your phone pressing *6, you can ask a question. I'm going to keep moving. Because let's see what time it is. We might go over. Yeah, we're probably going to go over about 15 minutes. So if you got to go, you got to go. Let me just say before I keep going, if you are interested in going through this 10-step Jumpstart Your Business in 90 Days system with me, I'm starting the program on September 25th. It's going to be at 9 a.m. Pacific time every Thursday for 10 weeks through, I want to say, I forget all the dates, but it skips a couple dates in November for Thanksgiving and all that. So all the dates are on the page. If you go to Jumpstart Your Biz in 90 Days, jumpstartyourbizin90days.com, Jumpstart Your Biz in 90, the number 90, 90days.com. You can get all the details. And let me give you the coupon code in case for some of you have to go. Right now it's $19.97. It's $2,000 for this program. And I did this live about 4 years ago. 2008 and 2009 is when I started this program. And it's actually been boxed up into a home study kit for a couple years now. And I brought it back live this fall for one time because I love the program and it was really helpful for people. And I just see a need right now for people to be needing this information and to really walk through all these different areas in your business to make it more of a smooth running business machine. So there is a coupon code to get half off. Because you're on this webinar, you can get half off the $2,000 price tag. So it's 1,000 off. It's 1000 OFF. So the number 1,000, 1000, and then O, the letter OFF. So 1,000 off is the coupon promo code that you would put in the order page at jumpstartyourbizin90days.com. So you can get it for $9.87, and there's even a 6-month payment plan, and it's like $200 a month for 6 months. So you pay a little bit more, but it's at least you can spread out the payments. And so you'll be paying on this after it's over, of course, but I did that on purpose because I want to make it affordable for everybody. to at least make a payment plan and get through this program with me. Because it will take a while for you to implement all this stuff that we're talking about from the program. You're not probably going to get it all done in 90 days, but you're going to know exactly what to do and in order of importance, and I'm going to walk you through step by step, and you're going to have all the recordings and all the trainings so you can listen back to any time. And a lot of my clients who went through them back in 2009 and 10 are re-listening to these calls because there's things that they've missed, right? It's kind of like what I said in the beginning is I went to one of my mentors' live workshops 5 times in a row in 2.5 years. Why did I do that? Well, number 1, networking. Number 2, because I learned something and got new ideas to up-level my business every single time. Oh, and right now, too, you also get a free ticket to my live event in November when you sign up for this program. So I'll be going into that a little bit later, or I'll send an email on it as well. So I'm going to go back to the 10 steps. So for those of you who have to go, the first 5 actually will also get a 30-minute one-on-one with me, just so you know. So you don't want to wait to sign up because it starts in 2 weeks. All right, so step number 5, relationship marketing strategy and list building basics. It is obviously very crucial. It's all about relationship marketing. That's why I work with so many different types of business owners. I can work with spas and salons. I can work with roofing companies. I can work with appraisers and psychics, healers, and you name it, wedding planners. It doesn't matter what kind of business you're in. We can find your signature system. We can find out what needs to happen on your website. We can figure out what needs to happen in your marketing to list build, to follow up with people, and to really build a bigger following and client base. So because I have the offline marketing training and I was in the traditional form of marketing, the advertising world, I used to sell advertising in our local newspaper. If you look at all the mentors out there on the internet right now, I'll bet you none of them had experience, well, I don't know about none, but maybe a very small percentage of those people probably had experience in advertising sales or any kind of marketing business outside in their traditional way. So because I know print, radio, TV, and publicity and marketing, and even door-to-door sales and networking is huge. I mean, I built my business on networking and follow-up. I had to learn the online stuff. I had to learn about the website and obviously social media. We all had to learn that, right? And learn how to help clients across the world and across the country over the phone and virtually, and do virtual programs and all that stuff, and get comfortable with my strategy in doing that. But relationship marketing, list building basics, I mean, there's 3 types of marketing that you want to concentrate on with the majority of your marketing. It's new business marketing, referral source marketing, and database marketing. And so everything that I teach falls under one of those 3 categories. So it's new business marketing, referral source marketing, and database marketing. Okay, new business marketing is the stuff most of you are probably doing, which is reaching out to new people on social media or at events, or trying to find people you don't know to enter your world, right, and sign up for your stuff. The database marketing is what you do with them once you have their contact information. Now, obviously, what you don't do is you just add everybody to your list, that even if they didn't agree to get your list or your emails. So I'm not going to get into that right now, but go check out my email marketing rules product on my website if you want to go learn about email marketing etiquette and what to do over there. But everybody that you come in contact with, whether it's online or offline, we can funnel them into a keep in touch with them campaign, or some kind of drip system, or some kind of follow-up strategy with them, or marketing strategy, in order to take the relationship to the next step, which for you could be a phone call to see if or how you can help each other. It could be a get-to-know-you call. It could be a discovery session or a strategy session. It could be come to my next event. It could be how can I help you, right? Or let's swap articles. There's all kinds of possibilities that can happen when you engage further with your prospects and your referral sources. So that database marketing, we look at the annual marketing calendar of everything you're going to send out and say to your the people on your list, okay, and or the contacts that you have that aren't necessarily on your email list, right? There's still ways you can touch them. And we plotted all out what you're going to send on email and when you're going to send it and what content you're going to send, what you're going to send on direct mail in the, U.S. Post Office with a stamp, because I do highly recommend you do some of that, okay, to some extent. And what you're going to do on the phone for follow-up and ongoing marketing to your database. Phone marketing is huge. And I'm not talking cold calls, okay, because most of you don't need to cold call, but it's a warm call to somebody who you've already met. So calling is probably one of the biggest underused strategies that I see, because people either don't make the time or they don't know what to say. And I can show you how to make the time, and I can also tell you what to say. So but it's really crucial that you keep in touch with that database, not just get them on the list and then send them a random email newsletter once in a while, but you have to engage and figure out how to really get them more interactive. Then the referral source marketing makes sense, although a lot of people don't spend a lot of time on it. It could be one of your biggest revenue generating types of activities to do. So a lot of times when I'm reaching out on social media through my social media messaging system, and I'm interacting with people around the world on say Facebook, I take it to a phone call and see if or how we can help each other, and they end up being like a great strategic partner, right, or referral source. And they have a list of people, and I have a list of people, and we figure out how we can, share each other's stuff. And I do that all the time. You'll see me doing webinars and teleclasses with people either jointly, or I'll have them on a call. And if I have them on a call, that means that they're probably having me on a call. And I only do this and introduce you to people who I've had conversations with, and I felt like it was a good fit, and I had a good gut feeling that they were, really out for the greatest good. And every once in a while, someone might slip through my gatekeeping abilities, but for the most part. So we need to figure out where you focus your time and money, what actions you want to be taking, who to focus on with your marketing, and variations of what you'll say, promote, and how you'll attract them to you. We also dive into the most popular and proven ways to build your contact list. You want to focus on list building before marketing, or you won't have anyone to market to. Plus, it takes time to build a solid, loyal relationships, and you'll want to get started sooner than later. So this is where someone came to me the other day, and I get this probably at least a couple times a month. It's like, okay, one of the biggest things I want to do, and my goal is I want to develop a product. Okay, I want to do like an ebook, audio, 5-series, whatever, blah blah blah. They have this goal of achieving, developing this product, and then I'll ask them the question. Okay, well, how many people are on your database? And they'll say, well, it's pretty small right now. It's only about 100 or 200 people. Okay, well, if you develop this product on your own without doing any kind of program or selling anything, you just kind of record it and do it, then who are you going to sell it to? Because you've only got 200 people, and more than likely only 1 or 2 of those people are going to buy it, maybe 20 tops. Okay, that's the percentage. So let's not focus on the product. That's not in order of importance. Let's focus on list building, and then you can start educating, and then along the way, possibly, and the best way, to develop a product is to do a program, and then record it, and then there's your product. That's the fastest path to developing a product, because you'll sit there for days and weeks racking your brain what to put in this product. If you just run a program and figure it out, and then go record it and have the program. It's that easy. So develop your relationship marketing follow-up system. This is different than the previous step, because it is the system you're going to have to take your new prospects and leads through in your marketing funnel. So it really is like the first 30 to 60 days of that new lead generation follow-up. Then from there, it goes into database marketing. So follow-up is, for me, I teach the first 60 days after meeting someone or after they come into your world on your website. Okay, so what is going to be that process you're going to take people through? Figuring out the path that they need to take automatically as much as possible, from your freebie to your low-price products to your services and your higher-end offerings. This process or system is going to make or break how successful your business will become, because if you continue to try to do everything you need to do yourself, you'll never keep up a lot of these people will slip through the cracks, and much of it needs to be pre-written, pre-scheduled, and automated. And this is the step where we get into really building the back end, like the sales pages, the thank you pages on your website, the hidden thank you pages, the autoresponders, the follow-up emails, the direct mail pieces that you might send out, the more interactive types of follow-up, and how to pre-write and prep most of it. So there is a lot to do in this step. This is why it's a little bit later, because you need to have the momentum building in order to have that done. So, all right. Anybody have any questions so far? I want to keep going. If you have questions, feel free to press *6 on the phone. It should work. If it doesn't work for some reason, it should work. Or put something in the chat room. Step number 7, get clients, make money now, marketing must. So sometimes we put this step in the beginning if, like I say, you need to pay the mortgage. Sometimes we put it here because this is the consistent revenue generating activities that you need to focus on every single day. Okay. Now we can do this at any point in your business, and I still have clients who've been working with me for 6 and 12 months and sometimes longer, and they need a refresher of this because they've gotten off track of what needs to be done. And so this stuff is stuff you need to do all the time. I have a 3-step get clients now strategy, and it's basically reach out to more people more often and in more ways. So this is where the 1,000 number comes in place, right? So, you could reach 1,000 new people with my social media messaging system every single month, 50 people a day, 250 people a week, 1,000 a month. You could totally delegate most of that and reach 1,000 over there. Then going to networking events and speaking are the top 2 marketing strategies I still recommend. I know a lot of you want to do business just online and behind your computer and maybe on your phone, but if you need cash flow, you want to get to a live event. Because I'm telling you, there's nothing like being face-to-face with someone who could really use your services and getting that cash today. So at my live event in November and April, we talk about our Easy Yes offer. And so I did a video about this a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago or something, on your Easy Yes offer. And it's really important to have an Easy Yes offer. So if you're at a networking event and you normally charge, say, $200 for a consultation or $5,000 for a 6-month program, let's just say, right? And you need clients, though, go to a networking event and offer a $50 consultation. Seriously, I know it's undervaluing what you do, but you only do it one time, and then you need to worry about getting them so engaged in that consultation and actually give as much as you can, and then, give them an opportunity to take it to the next level and continue on, right? So fast cash, Easy Yes offers are low price. $50, $100, what can you do today to get fast cash? So somebody throws a $20 bill at you or writes a check or gives you their credit card on the spot, right? We don't want to go back and write the order and give them an invoice. No, get rid of that. We want fast cash today. And that's just an intro. That's when you're networking. You don't have to do that all the time, but I have fast cash offers online too. So if someone wanted to try me out, they didn't want to engage in my 6-month service or my mastermind for the year or whatever, and they're not quite convinced, right, that I can totally get them where they need to go, then I might offer, I definitely have an Easy Yes. Here's a $197 deal where you're going to get this, this, and this, and we're going to talk, and we're going to record it, and you're going to get what you need, and you'll be shocked of what you get, right? So I have that when need be. It's not something I market all the time, right, but I'm happy to do that for someone to try me out. And you definitely can't keep booking those hours at that rate on an ongoing basis. You have to commit to something to move on from there. But a lot of times when I'm speaking, I did a speech in March of this year to the Public Speakers Association in San Antonio. And I had a really easy yes offer. And got 10 sales. And it wasn't that, I mean, it was good. For $200, it was like $200. You get 2 consults with me, you get a ticket to my live event, you get my follow-up system, you get this, you get that. I mean, I threw everything in the kitchen sink. And a lot of that stuff is leveraged programs, so I don't have to give a lot of my time. I don't do the 2 hours anymore or the 2 calls anymore. I do lesser, but people were like jumping out of their seats and giving me their order forms for that deal. That's the kind of easy yes offer you want to get people to try you out if you need to make fast cash, okay? So you can always, you have to work on probably the sales conversation then if you're not selling them up from there, but you can do this to reach your money goals much faster. Then, let's see, step number 8 is online marketing domination. That's when we really turn up the volume here. So hopefully by now we've already fixed your website so it has an effective opt-in, it has a free gift, it has a way to take leads and follow up and do autoresponders and thank you pages and send people to the next step, either a call or some kind of low-price product. A lot of that's already done, so then we can turn up the volume on our social media and any other online marketing. So you don't want to be out there massively marketing online and sending people back to your website when your website is not effective yet. That is just a waste. It's a waste. So we have to focus on the website, make sure that it is conversion friendly to get people on your email list, and then it has a successful follow-up system within it. So a lot of times, like, I don't know who signs up on my website all the time. I only know it when they sign up for my complimentary strategy session, right? So when somebody signs up for a complimentary strategy session, that means they've opted in somewhere for a free gift or some kind of free thing. They've been taken to a thank you page. They've gotten autoresponders that said, hey, come and talk to me. Here's my page. Go fill out the questions. All of that has happened without me having to do anything or even knowing they're there. So I only have time to talk to people who are raising their hand to talk to me and actually spend the time to fill out the questions. If they don't fill out the questions, that's another thing. In your sales process, if you are having trouble getting a lot of flaky people to those sales conversations, and they're just kind of wishy-washy, or they're not really taking you seriously, or they just want to pick your brain, then you probably don't have enough loopholes for them to jump through in order to pre-qualify them, so to speak. So you might have to get them to jump through a few more hoops before they come to that free call with you, for example. I see this a lot where people are doing a lot of calls, but you're not converting a lot of people. And it's probably because you're letting a few people that shouldn't come to those calls slip through. And if you put a big questionnaire in front of their face before they could get to you, that some of those looky-loos wouldn't fill it out and they would just go away because they don't want to go through the trouble. So that's okay. We don't want to talk to those people that aren't ready yet to talk to us. We want to talk to people who are really considering using our products and services. And so we want to make it easy for them, but we want to deter the people that are just looky-loos. Okay, so for you, all of you, it might be a little bit different of a process that you're going to take people through. You might have a little bit different wording and a different questionnaire and a different process you're going to take them through, but you're going to probably need something like this, okay? Step number 9 is team building for freedom. And I know a lot of people come to me and say, well, I can't afford a VA yet, or I can't afford to delegate that yet. I'm not even making enough money for myself. And I know you've probably heard this before, but sometimes you got to spend money to make money. And I know sometimes we have to hire someone to help us implement all the stuff that needs to get done in order to see the big dollar return. So it's not always the case. You can always do fast cash opportunities and easy yes offers, and as long as you're getting into enough people, then you could be making the sales you need to make. But and another thing, when you're deciding on your goal, like a lot of people, I talk about the need number and the want number of what you need to make every month in order to pay your bills and not be stressed about money, and then the want number comes later once you feed the need number, right? So the need number for most people is somewhere between $2,000 to $5,000 a month is what they need to bring in to contribute to their household. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, but that's the norm that I see. And so what I would recommend you do is add to your need number a minimum of $500 and probably $1,000 a month. So add to that $500 to $1,000 to the need number, because you're going to need to engage some kind of team, either a mentor, a trainer, a workshop, a program for learning what to do, and or a virtual assistant or a web design person or something you're going to need to get you to that number. So pad in your need number some support money, and could it cost less? Yes, but let's add in 500 to 1,000 just in case. And then so that our goal is to try to make that. Okay. All right, so there's a couple questions here. Do you have the questions to ask to prevent long story from person on the phone? Yes, I do. This is the hardest to do. However, once you do, your schedule really opens to making the dollars to pay for that valuable team member. Oh, different comment. Same person. Yes. So it's the hardest thing to do to actually hire that first team member. And usually you will hire the wrong person first, unfortunately, because you don't know what you don't know. And not all virtual assistants or techie people are equal. Okay, so when somebody comes to me and says, I need a VA, can you recommend one? I'll say, okay, well, what do you need them to do? You need to tell me the exact tasks you need done. Because a lot of times what you need done, the 6 or 7 things you want done every month, they're going to be 1 or 2 or 3 different people that are going to do that, not just one person, more than likely. Unless you pay somewhere between $50 to maybe $80 or $100 an hour and get an online business manager who has a team who can delegate all of it, then you're probably looking at a few different people. So then you become a manager of a few different people, right? So there's a lot of dynamics in team building. So we walk you through what to know what you need to delegate, how to know what you need to delegate, how to find those perfect people, how to run your team and manage your team, because you can't just delegate it and forget it. You got to keep in touch with them and have regular meetings with your team to make sure they're on track. You got to have deadlines and expectations and all that stuff. And I had to learn this stuff too, and I am not the best manager, trust me. I am not the best person to I don't like managing people. I was in a job before where I was an assistant manager at the car rental place, and I couldn't make the manager position for some reason. I could never pass the test because it was all role play, and I'm horrible at role play. And get me in a real situation and just record me, and I'll do phenomenal. But try to role play with me and forget it, right? So I could never make it to manager. Thankfully, I did not make it to manager because I am not a good manager. I'm a good assistant manager. I'm a good at plotting, planning, telling people what to do, but not the overall of it all and managing everybody. No thanks. My thing just came up. Hold on. My reminder. There we go. And as far as going back to the questions about do you have questions to ask to prevent the long story from person on the phone? Yeah, sales conversations is one of the things I teach in depth at my event. And this is why I offer a lot of one-on-one phone calls with even my group programs, because we have to talk through that sales conversation. I have to do it with almost every single client. I have to tell them how to say, what to say in this scenario, what to say in that scenario. And the what to say comes really remarkably easy for me, and I don't know why. I have this gift. So, but it doesn't come easy for most entrepreneurs, the what to say and how to respond to different scenarios. And I can rattle off, this is why I record everything. I can rattle off what you need to say in your sales conversation, what you need to say to that person in response to this. And so yes, I have outlines for that stuff too, but of course we have to tweak and evolve as we go, right? So, all right, so the same person said, if you are wondering how to eat the big elephant, get Katrina, give you a to-do list, and hire her to help you to go to the next level of your business. I made the commitment, and happy I did. Excited about it. Oh, good. Well, I don't even know who you are, viewer 31. That's so funny. So you probably are in my mastermind or something. Okay. Thank you. Advanced marketing strategies and systems, number 10. The reason I don't talk necessarily about getting your own radio show or writing a book or doing too much publicity in the beginning of growing your business and setting up these systems is because if you did all that and you don't have all the foundation and systems set up, you're going to be in chaos, right? You're going to be in chaos if you get a bunch of leads from being on TV and there's nowhere to take them, right? I have a friend, JJ Virgin, who was on the Dr. Phil show for years and years and years, and then she went through a training program with me that I went through, and she's like, and she is like, oh my God, if I only had an opt-in box on my website. When I was on TV with Dr. Phil for years and years and years, I'd have a list of, hundreds of thousands of people. And she didn't because she didn't know what she didn't know, right? So we got to set the systems up first and then do some of these advanced strategies, right? And a lot of you want to write a book and need to write a book or have a message you want to get out, and I am a huge advocate for writing a book. Don't get me wrong. But if you need to make your mortgage, you should not be spending time writing a book right now because writing a book is not going to make you money. It's not even going to make you money in the long run when it's published for the most part, okay? But will it make you money because you're going to get on stages and speak and then you're going to make money that way? Yes. But should you spend time on it now if you need to make your mortgage? No. Okay? So there's an order of importance here. Now, it doesn't mean if you don't have extra time, you might not go right here and there, okay? But you still need a strategy for your book writing. And you need to figure out the marketing of the book before you even write the book, frankly. I went through all kinds of book coaching programs. So that's just one example of some things that people do out of order of importance. Okay. I'm not going to go through all my testimonials. You guys can read them on my website. The Systematized for Freedom. This is a little picture of Google Calendar. I love Google Calendar. This is one of the things I live by. And in my newsletter last night, I also put a couple other techie tools in there that I would recommend looking at. Okay, this is how I block my time. And what I liked about Google Calendar is that if I decide I want to move this call or move this to do, I can just drag and drop it in different days and things like that. So I really like that. This is my team about 8 years ago, 7 years. This is an older picture of my team because all my team is virtual. We haven't been able to take a picture together, but this is when I was actually doing local team meetings with some of the local team that I had. And this is one of my older clients, Kathy, who runs Today's Innovative magazine, Woman magazine. And, she was in my mastermind in 2009, and she was making six figures already. She had two businesses, and what she really needed to do was systematize for freedom. She was working way too hard and too many balls in the air, and she wasn't organized and systematized. And it took us about 8 months to get things in place, but then it freed her up about 8 hours a day. 8 hours a day it freed her up, just so you know. And that's not uncommon. So I just want you to know that there's ways to do more, be more, reach more people, impact more people, and make more money and enjoy more free time in the process. So from everything we talked about today, hopefully you've gotten some ideas to possibly raise your rates, restructure your business models and what you're offering or selling, maybe change up your website a little bit, add more day-to-day revenue-producing activities, create your ideal lifestyle. Seriously, think about that big picture, what you want, and are you close to getting that now? Or what can you automate, delegate, and systematize? I really want to help you do this and get this done and implement. If this speaks to you and you are interested in knowing more, first of all, you can always email me. Please just email me back. I will engage with you on email. Nobody else reads my emails but me. It's not my assistant. It's me. You can always email me and ask me questions, okay? So I'm very accessible that way because I'm truly here to serve you and help you get to that next level and help you stop working so hard. Lots of us are just working so hard, right? I do love this quote that one of my clients, Wendy, she spent thousands of dollars on experts out there, and she realized she was missing several basic and fundamental steps in getting her act together, and she wished she would have come to me first. And I hear this all the time. I don't want you to be like that. I don't want you to wish that you would contact me before you spent thousands of dollars on somebody else, right, who's only going to teach you one or two or three pieces of the pie. The pie is pretty darn big. You need the whole pie, and you really need it in order of importance. So if you go take a program to teach you how to do this one thing in your business and it's out of order of importance, and you may not see the income that you need to see for another couple, months or years even, because you don't have the foundation laid underneath that thing yet. So just be careful. I hate to see people getting caught in the wrong thing, wrong thing first. So I have, like I said, the Jumpstart Your Business in 90 Days Boot Camp. I brought it back for one time this fall. It's 90 days pretty much, over 3 months working with me every single week. It's a very interactive call. I'm training for part of it, and then it's all open coaching at the end, okay? And I'm going to have it available where you can email me anything. We're going to be able to engage on a Facebook group that's private so that you can ask questions or post things you're working on, and you can help each other. And I'm really only taking 10 to 15 people in this program. 10 to 15, that's it. And I've already got six or seven people that have committed to this program. So 15 is the max I can do because I really want to give each of you what I need on those calls. They're all going to be recorded. You're going to get full worksheets. Everything that we talked about today, we are covering in depth, okay? You get a ticket to my November event if you can make it. If not, I can stretch it out to the next April one. But November, it's November 13, 14, and 15, and then there's a bonus half day on the 12th as well. And you get my Ultimate Marketing Follow-Up System, which is a $200 bonus by itself. And when I sold this back in 2009, it was $4,000 for this live program with me, the same way you're getting it now. It was $4,000, and now it's for $2,000 on the website, and it's over $2,000 value here. But you guys get it for half off because you came to the webinar. Whether you're on the recording or you came live, you can have this price. The coupon code is 1000 off 1000 OFF, and the web page to go to, is, I overshot. The web page to go to is jumpstartyourbiz90days.com. Jumpstart your biz, B-I-Z, in 90 days.com. And all the information is there. And let me pull that up for you as we're looking. Oh, that's my event. Here it is. So, Jumpstart, we're going to talk about the roadmap. We're going to talk about all these 10 steps. You can read this yourself. This is a picture of the home study. This is not the home study. This is the live course that we're doing. And it's 100% guaranteed, okay? So if you aren't happy after the second call, if after the second call in the program you don't feel like you're going to get what you need, I will refund everything except for $250, plus I will email you another product, something that I know that can totally help you. So you only pay for what you're going to experience. I mean, this is an amazing deal. For $1,000, you're going to get basically a degree in entrepreneurialism, and you get you get a 45-minute one-on-one Jumpstart call with me. So that's a $500 value in itself. Okay, 10 live training calls, Facebook, and you're going to get samples and templates and stuff like this. So I do this with all my programs. If I'm talking to you and you need like, for example, the social media messaging. You need to know what to say on social media to attract people and get them to engage with you. I'll show you what to say. I'll either talk it out on a call with you or I'll give you the template, okay, of what to do. We're going to talk about all of this stuff, the 10 steps, and you get a free ticket to my event and the follow-up system. And when you press to sign up, I just want to show you that it says 1997, and you go to the promo code here, and you put 1,000 off, and you just hit apply, and then it restructures, and you can even change it to a 6-month payment plan, and then all you pay today is $200, and it makes it really easy to jump into this next 90-day virtual boot camp. So I really, really want to help those of you who want the help and are ready to say yes and dive in. And, of course, you can read lots more testimonials down here. You can watch the video where I kind of talk about them. And the steps have changed a little bit since I outlined them on that video, but it's all the same stuff. And so I'm really excited. You'll get my event. If you don't want to do the thing, just come to the event. If you don't want to do the boot camp, right now the live event, if you go to livebigevents.com/SO, you'll still get the 3 bonuses on this one, which is my 3 simple steps, website training, and my book. And it's $497 to come to the event right now. You can have $100 off if you press 100OFF for the event. And I think I covered it all. If you're interested in the mastermind, I'll be talking about that at the event. But if you wanted to coach some other way, this is the mastermind here. It's livebigmastermind.com. So, I'm not here to just sell you into this program. I know some of you will like a virtual group program. Some of you want more access. Some of you, if you want a product, go get the home study, whatever. I just want you to take some action today, seriously, and get somewhere faster. So that's what I really wanted to share with you today. Again, the website for the boot camp is, the easy way to get there is Jumpstart Your Biz in 90 days, just like it says right there, jumpstartyourbiz in90days.com. And the promo code doesn't apply. It should apply. Natalie said the promo code doesn't work. Try refreshing your browser, or... Oh, yes, it has to be capitalized. Yeah. So it's 1000 and then capital O, capital F, capital F. Yes. Thank you, Natalie, for clarifying that. And again, I'll send the recording of this, and I hope you guys got a lot out of it, and I look forward to serving you one way or the other, and have a wonderful day. Okay? Bye, everyone.